Hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Thank you so much for all of your views, likes, and subscribes. I'm only 15 away from 900, so if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It would help my little channel greatly. Okay, so Aquarius, this message will be posted on Friday, July 24th, which is right before that full buck moon in your sign. Wednesday, July 29th, there is that full buck moon, sometimes known as the hot moon, the thunder moon, the midsummer moon. This moon is going to push you to independence. It's going to push you to social connection and forward thinking. It's going to push you to be more analytical than heart-based for some of you. You may be feeling like you want to burn bridges, quit your job, end a relationship. You may feel logically thinking more than heart-based and feeling when you're making decisions this week. This will especially affect you Aquarians because this moon is in your sign. So be really careful this upcoming week following the 24th about being too logical and too analytical, right? Remember to tune in, right, to your heart, to your gut, to your guides, to your intuition, right? So, remember this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one. I forgot to say that. So take what resonates for you and leave the rest. But my beautiful Aquarians, we are going to see what the message is for you from Starry Beginnings by Cassie White. We're going to open your reading with that. We're going to move on using the Celestial Tarot because there is a moon phase coming up. And then we're going to close out with a Divine Doors Oracle card. So let's see what we have for you. What does Spirit have for a message? Number 4, stay strong, be a guiding light, ground yourself, and be love. Well, I guess you'll have to really try hard to remember that with this full moon energy of logical, analytical thinking, right? It's number 14, not number 4, excuse me. 14 is a 5, and 5s are change. Stay strong, be a guiding light, ground yourself, and be love. Beautiful, 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 glorious card. Big star here up at the top, and I'm not sure what this this is because I'm not an astronomer, but yeah, stay strong and be a guiding light, my lovelies. All right, let's see what the tarot has to add to that message. Okay, let's see what, wow, that flipped right over inside. Justice. 11, justice, Libra energy, wanting balance, right? So that's a good one to get when we're talking about possibly leaning too far into the logical and analytical, right? We need to balance that with our heart, right? With our gut instincts, with messages that our guides are trying to get through. We shouldn't, I should say, ever be purely logical and analytical, because it kind of takes the humanness out of any decision, right? So some people would say decisions should not be made on emotion, but I would disagree. I think we have to keep our human side, our emotional side, our feeling side whenever we make a choice. All right, I hope you're all doing well. Please don't forget to give the video a like, a share maybe, a comment, or an emoji so I know that people are getting something out of these readings. I would hope so. I would hope so. 2 of Swords. You're the third sign already, 3rd out of 4 to get that 2 of Swords. So there's going to be choices coming up. And it could have to do with the fact that we're going to have to choose between being too analytical, too logical, and being able to let our heart-based decision-making enter in. Yeah, choices. We have them every second, every minute, every hour, every day, all the time. We're always constantly making choices. I was listening to an interview type podcast type thing the other day, and somebody was saying that um, every moment is unique. When one moment is here, we will never experience that moment again. Every moment is unique. So true. That's why it's important to be in the now, right? To be in the present, not to spend so much time thinking about the future or the past, but to be in the present moment. Two of Swords. Then you had King of Cups. Then you have Knight of Pentacles. King of Cups, top of the suit for emotion. That's a good reminder about what Spirit was giving me to say in the beginning, that we can't be purely logical and analytical. We have to let some emotion in. That King of Cups sometimes can be seen as being bored in his relationships. King of Cups is about emotions, love, nurturing, relationships, right? Water signs. And sometimes we get very complacent in our lives and in our relationships, especially if we've been in a relationship for a long time. We just do the same thing day in and day out. Maybe we do the same exact thing on birthdays and anniversaries and holidays, and maybe it's time to change it up. All right, they gave you 2 cards. So there's a bonus card here. You have another Knight, and then your bonus card is the 5 of Cups. So we'll look at that after we look at the main reading here. Okay. All right, my beautiful Aquarians. Building on, stay strong, be a guiding light, and ground yourself, be love. So I just want to point out the reading opened with 14, which is a 5, and the last card of the tarot is the 5 of Cups. So this in between is bordered by 2 5s, which are change. Justice. Number 11, very powerful master number. You see she's sitting there. She has her hand in her lap, and she is got a scale in her other hand. There is a full moon above her head. Her eyes are closed. Now, in this deck, it almost looks like she is using her intuition as she's balancing things here. So this may mean that you need to look at things in your life, like your money, your time, and possibly that balance between the head and heart, right? As above, so below. Yeah, this person wants everything to be fair, wants everything to be true, wants everyone to be happy. Libras are all about that. They like balance. They don't like conflict. They want everything to be equal and even and fair. So you could be thinking about that this week. 2 of Swords. As I said, 3 out of 4 of the signs that I've done so far for the 24th posting have received the 2 of Swords. And it's very interesting because in this deck, the 2 of Swords is right underneath a full moon, which is coming on Wednesday, the 29th. So I feel almost like a lot of us, a lot of the collective something is going to be revealed, because in this, she's blindfolded. So I feel like a lot of us, there's going to be some sort of revelation on July 29th with that full moon in your sign, Aquarius. And we're all going to have to be making decisions, whatever that revelation is, because right now she can't see it because she has a blindfold on. Swords are words and words, thoughts, communication. So something being revealed or understood a little bit better around that full moon. King of Cups, we did talk briefly about this. He is at the top of the suit of cups for his emotions. His emotions are under control. He knows what he wants emotionally. Why is this camera not focusing? There we go. He's holding that cup in his hand, and the cup is overflowing, right? He's just kind of gazing at the cup, thinking about what in love that he really wants, right? What does he want from his relationships? Not just, partnerships, but his relationship with his children, with his parents, right? With his friends. He's really contemplating. This is what Spirit is giving me right now. This is what my guides are giving me. This person is really contemplating what their relationships are, thinking about his deep relationships, thinking about his friendships. Is he putting enough effort into his relationships? So, Aquarians, I feel like this is something that you need to be thinking about this upcoming week, right? What are your relationships like? What is your relationship like with your partner, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend? If you're single, what are your relationships like with your friends, with your coworkers, with your parents, with your family, with your siblings? Thinking about that. Do you need to call somebody up just to tell them that you're thinking of them? Do you need to call up a friend and say, "Hey, let's go shopping or hiking or horseback riding," or whatever it is that you do with that friend? I'm just feeling very strongly that there is something to do with more of an effort being put into one of your relationships, and it will be different for all of you. You'll all have to think about that and see what you think it goes with. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is slow moving forward action in the material, right? Job, home, car, whatever you're doing in the physical world. You're moving forward steadily, but it's very slow. So some of you may be, trying to get a website off the ground or a job off the ground. You may be trying to save money for some reason. You may be trying to get something done and it just feels like it's taking forever. Maybe it's renovations on your house. Maybe it's finding a new home. Maybe it's finding a new car. Maybe it's repairing or restoring a car. But whatever it is in your physical world, you feel like you're just moving so slow. But remember that everything is divine timing. Things happen when they're supposed to happen, right? So don't get frustrated when things seem like they're moving too slowly. Then you have this Five of Wands. That's interesting. You had the 5 in the beginning. You have a 5 of Wands and a 5 of Cups and 2 Knights. All right, let's think about this. So in this deck, the 5 of Wands is, a lot of times it shows people that are practicing, right? With like fake swords or sticks. I forgot what you call those things. But in this deck, they're all holding hands. They're holding their lights up to the sky, and they look like they're all getting along. Now, they could be in prayer, right? They could be singing. They could be meditating. They could be worshiping. There's a lot of things that they could be doing. 5s are change, wands are action and passion. And for some reason, I feel like this card is saying slow down. Now, we just had the Knight of Pentacles saying that you feel like things are moving too slowly. And then with this 5 of Wands card and the imagery here, the message I'm getting is slow down. It's okay to slow down. You don't need to rush through everything. Wow. Okay. Wow. Interesting. And then you have the Knight of Cups. This knight is not about battle. It's not about doing things. This knight is about relationships, right? This person is holding a cup, beautifully opening up to the heavens with that cup, giving. It's a very giving type card. This is about relationships, romance, partnerships, things like that. And you already had the King of Cups. Now you have the Knight of Cups. Lots of love and nurturing type energy here, which isn't surprising because this tells you to be love, right? Be a guiding light. So yeah, Aquarians, I really feel like there's going to be some emotion coming in, something that you're going to have to deal with emotionally. Yeah, let me just look at this. Okay, justice, balance, even, fairness. 2 of Swords, something revealed that gives you a choice that you're going to have to make. King of Cups, right? That nurturing, loving energy, looking at your relationships that you have. Knight of Pentacles, you're feeling like things are going too slow. 5 of Wands, this card is saying it's okay to slow down. Take a breath. The action that you may need to take is meditating, right? Thinking about things. This is a logical, right? Logical is coming into it because of the full moon. Think about things, work with your friends, your coworkers together so that when you do move forward, you're doing it in a softer, kinder, heart-based way with that Knight of Cups. So interesting. And right after that, you have the Five of Cups. These came out together. Knight of Cups, Five of Cups. Five of Cups is not crying over spilled milk or what you don't have. Now, in this, normally, typically, right? In this deck, it looks so different. So it's like he's followed this path of emotion, this emotional path with these cups. None of these cups are spilled, right? There are two people in this one. Cups being emotion. So following this path of emotion, and he's holding this cup up towards this full moon and looking at this actual path up there. So very, very different. Fives are change. You have several fives. You have 1, 2, 3 fives in this reading. 5, 5, fives. Change, change, change. Now, I do feel like we're getting a message about kind of changing from the logical, analytical over to the heart-based. And we already have a message similar to that in your first card. Ground yourself and be love. So Aquarius, with this message, I do feel like you need to really tune more into your heart, more into your soul, more into your emotions, right? When you're dealing with this situation that's going to be revealed. Be more balanced between your head and your heart. That's kind of what I'm feeling. You will be moving forward, though. You have a Knight of Pentacles and a Knight of Cups. Slow moving forward action. If you're in a new relationship, these Knights are telling you to take it slow. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't quite see that. So this Knight of Pentacles and this Knight of Cups, right? Physical, slow moving, Knight of Cups, emotion. So take it slowly. And then the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups, those fives. This, right? Gathering together, planning, thinking about what the next move is. Five of Cups, the things that have led you here so far. And this is reminding you about the emotion that it has taken for you to get to where you are, right? Don't forget about that. But the fives are indicating that something needs to change. And I really feel like it needs to be a little bit more emotional and less logical. Okay, let's move on before I beat that to death to your divine doors. Here's the door that you have. Pretty cool, right? It's got somebody, it's a carving, like a not a carving, a sculpture. The message is Jude's song. A reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. Wow. A reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. Huh. And it may feel a little strange to let more emotion into you, but you may get more peace if you do let that in, right? If you do let that in. Letting in the emotions, examining your relationships. Seems like that's kind of the overall message from beginning to end, right? Is finding the answers in the strangest places, finding peace in the strangest of places. Okay, Aquarius, I truly hope this has helped. Please let me know. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.